Earth's military had been on high alert for weeks. A massive alien fleet was approaching, and everyone knew that this would be a defining moment in humanity's history. The aliens were known across the galaxy for their advanced technology and fierce combat skills. Reports from deep space had been clear. The aliens were ruthless and unyielding, and they were coming to Earth with a purpose. General Marcus Stone, the head of Earth's defense forces, paced nervously in the command center. He glanced at the large screen in front of him, which showed the approaching alien ships as bright dots moving steadily toward Earth. His mind raced with thoughts of strategy and the countless lives at stake. The atmosphere in the command center was tense. Every officer and soldier felt the weight of the impending battle. "General, the alien fleet is now in range," reported Captain Elena Ruiz, her voice steady but tinged with anxiety. "Our sensors confirm that they are preparing for combat." Stone nodded, trying to mask his own unease. "Prepare the troops. We need to be ready for anything. This could be the fight of our lives." As the hours ticked by, the human forces readied themselves. Tanks, aircraft, and warships were positioned strategically around Earth's defenses. Every soldier and pilot was on high alert, knowing that their training would be put to the ultimate test. The alien ships, appearing as dark, menacing silhouettes against the stars, drew closer and closer. The command center's screen flashed with new data as the alien fleet came into full view. There were hundreds of ships, all equipped with advanced weaponry and defensive systems. It was a formidable sight, and for a moment doubt crept into the minds of some of the human defenders. Just as the alien ships were about to enter Earth's atmosphere, a startling order came through the communication channels. "Retreat! Retreat immediately!" The command was clear and absolute. Stone's eyes widened in shock. "What? Retreat? This can't be right!" He quickly checked the orders again, trying to understand the sudden change. The order was from the highest authority, but there was no explanation, only the command to withdraw. "Captain Ruiz, what's happening?" Stone demanded, his voice a mix of confusion and frustration. "I don't know, General," Ruiz replied, "but we have to follow orders." The realization that they were being ordered to retreat sent waves of confusion and disbelief through the ranks. Soldiers who had been gearing up for battle now had to quickly switch gears. Tanks and aircraft that were on high alert were suddenly turned away. Warships that had been ready to engage the alien fleet began to withdraw from their positions. On the ground, chaos ensued as the troops scrambled to execute the unexpected retreat. Equipment was hastily packed, and soldiers moved with a mix of urgency and uncertainty. It was a strange scene, one that no one had anticipated. The once robust defenses of Earth were being pulled back, leaving the alien fleet with an open path. From their vantage point, the aliens watched in bewilderment. Their scanners showed the human forces pulling back in a coordinated but rapid fashion. The aliens had expected fierce resistance, but instead, they were greeted with an empty battlefield. "What is this?" one of the alien commanders asked, their voice tinged with disbelief. "The humans are retreating?" "Yes," replied another officer, studying the data. "It seems they are abandoning their positions. It's almost as if they were expecting us to arrive." The alien fleet hovered over Earth's defenses, now almost devoid of human presence. The sudden retreat had left the aliens unsure of what to do next. They had been prepared for a fierce battle, but now they faced an eerie quiet. Back at the command center, General Stone and his team were left grappling with the implications of the retreat order. The sudden change had not only left the humans in a state of confusion, but had also given the aliens an unexpected victory. The general could only hope that there was a reason for the decision, one that would become clear in time. As the alien fleet moved into Earth's orbit, the question on everyone's mind was, why did the humans retreat so suddenly? The answer, and the reason behind the mysterious command, remained unknown, setting the stage for the next chapter in this unfolding interstellar drama. The alien fleet floated in the vast emptiness of space, hovering over Earth's former defense positions. The once bustling command center on Earth was now eerily quiet, as soldiers and officers scrambled to understand the sudden retreat. The alien ships, dark and imposing, had not expected this. They were prepared for a fierce battle, but instead they faced an empty battlefield. General Marcus Stone stood at the front of the command center, his face tense and worried. The decision to retreat had been made by the highest authorities, but the lack of explanation left everyone in the room uneasy. Stone glanced at the large screen showing the alien fleet hovering above Earth, and then at the empty positions where human defenses had been. "General, the alien fleet is still in orbit. They haven't moved," Captain Elena Ruiz reported, her voice calm but her expression revealing concern. Stone nodded, his mind racing. "I don't understand why we were ordered to retreat without a clear reason. What are we missing?" Across the globe, the retreat had caused confusion among the troops. Soldiers who had been ready to fight were now packing up equipment and vehicles. They felt a mix of frustration and fear, wondering why they were being pulled back at the crucial moment. In the field, a young soldier named Private Jake Turner was helping his squad load supplies into a transport vehicle. "I've never seen anything like this," he said, shaking his head. "We were all set to defend Earth, and now we're just running away." His fellow soldiers shared his bewilderment. "Something doesn't add up," one of them said. "Why retreat when we're facing the biggest threat we've ever seen?" The alien commanders watched the retreat with a mixture of surprise and curiosity. They had expected resistance, not surrender. One of the alien officers, Commander Zorak, stared at the human positions with a mix of skepticism and intrigue. "They're withdrawing too quickly," Zorak said to his second-in-command. "This seems like a strategic move. But what could they be planning?" The aliens decided to investigate. They sent small, agile ships to explore the abandoned human positions and gather information. The reconnaissance teams found the once bustling bases now deserted. Equipment was left behind and the area was strangely quiet. "What are we seeing here?" Zorak asked, looking at the reports coming in from the scouts. "Is this a trap or a sign of something more?" The alien scouts gathered data on the human technology and discovered that many of the advanced systems were still intact. The human forces had left behind a lot of valuable equipment, but there was no immediate sign of a hidden weapon or trap. Back on Earth, the confusion grew. General Stone and his team were left to piece together what had happened. They analyzed the alien fleet's movements and checked for any signs of deception. Stone paced back and forth, trying to make sense of the retreat order and what it meant for Earth's future. "Whatever is happening, we need to be ready for anything," Stone said, his voice firm. "We have to assume the aliens are as confused as we are. There's no telling what they might do next." As the alien fleet remained in orbit, they continued to monitor Earth's activities. The retreat had not only left them with unanswered questions, but also with an opportunity. They now had the chance to study human technology up close, and they were determined to make the most of it. Back in the command center, Stone and his team prepared for a potential counteroffensive. They knew that whatever the aliens were planning, Earth's defenders had to be ready. The sudden retreat had left a gap in their defenses, but it had also given them time to regroup and strategize. As the days passed, the alien fleet continued to orbit Earth, and the uncertainty grew. The humans had pulled back, leaving their defenders and the alien invaders in a tense standoff. The next move was crucial, and both sides were waiting to see what would happen next. The shock of the retreat had set the stage for a new chapter in the conflict, one that would test both human and alien resolve. The battle was far from over, and the outcome remained uncertain as both sides prepared for what was to come. The alien fleet remained in orbit above Earth, their ships casting long shadows across the planet's surface. The unexpected retreat of the human forces had left them in a state of bewilderment. Commander Zorak and his team had decided to investigate why the humans had pulled back so suddenly. The answer to this mystery was crucial for their next move. Zorak, a tall, imposing figure with sharp eyes, paced the bridge of his command ship. His mind was filled with questions. Why had the humans retreated? Was it a trap? Or was there something more significant at play? "Send out the reconnaissance teams," Zorak ordered. "We need to know what's happening on the ground." The alien reconnaissance ships, sleek and agile, descended from the main fleet and began their mission. These ships were equipped with advanced sensors and cloaking technology, making them nearly invisible to human radar. Their goal was to explore the abandoned human bases and uncover any hidden secrets. On Earth, the once bustling military bases were now eerily silent. The alien scouts landed at various locations, carefully observing the deserted sites. The bases were filled with advanced technology and equipment, much of it still operational. However, there was no sign of a hidden weapon or any immediate danger. One scout, who had landed near a large military installation, reported back to Zorak. "Commander, we have reached the human base. There is a lot of high-tech equipment here, but no sign of human activity. It appears they left in a hurry. Zorak frowned, trying to make sense of the report. Could this be a trap? Are they setting up something while we're investigating? The scout team continued their search, examining every corner of the abandoned bases. They found numerous pieces of advanced technology, including communication arrays, weapon systems, and defense mechanisms. The equipment was in good condition, suggesting that the humans had not abandoned it due to damage or malfunction. As the reconnaissance teams reported their findings, Zorak began to suspect that there was more to the situation than a simple retreat. The speed and efficiency of the human withdrawal hinted at a carefully planned strategy. But what was the purpose behind it? The alien commander decided to consult with his top advisors. They gathered in a conference room aboard Zorak's command ship, discussing the situation in detail. The room was filled with holographic displays and data projections, showing the latest information from the scouts. From what we've gathered, one of the advisors said, the humans were very organized in their retreat. They left behind advanced technology, which suggests they had a specific plan. Another advisor added, they might have withdrawn to lure us into a false sense of security. We should consider the possibility that they are preparing something while we're investigating. Zorak nodded thoughtfully. It's clear that the humans are not acting out of fear alone. There must be another reason for their sudden retreat. We need to stay alert and monitor any changes on the surface. The alien fleet maintained its position, watching Earth closely. The scouts continued to gather data while the command ship analyzed the information to determine the best course of action. Zorak knew that the next steps were critical. If the humans were hiding something, it could be a game-changer in the conflict. Back on Earth, General Marcus Stone and his team were also busy. They were analyzing the alien movements and trying to anticipate their next move. The unexpected retreat had given them a brief respite, but it had also raised many questions. Stone and his officers reviewed the data from the alien fleet, trying to piece together what the aliens might be planning. They knew that the sudden retreat had left them vulnerable, but they were determined to use the time wisely. We need to be ready for anything, Stone said, his voice resolute. The aliens are investigating, and we don't know what they might find. We have to prepare for a possible counterattack. As the days passed, the tension between the two sides continued to build. The alien fleet remained in orbit, and the reconnaissance teams reported back with their findings. The mystery of the human retreat deepened, leaving both the aliens and the humans on edge. The investigation had set the stage for the next phase of the conflict. Both sides were waiting for the other to make a move, and the outcome of the standoff remained uncertain. The tension was palpable, and the future of the conflict hung in the balance as the investigation continued. As the alien fleet hovered in orbit around Earth, the mysterious retreat of the human forces continued to baffle Commander Zorak and his team. The reconnaissance missions had uncovered a wealth of advanced technology left behind by the humans, but no clear reason for their sudden withdrawal. Zorak was growing increasingly frustrated and suspicious. Back on Earth, General Marcus Stone was working tirelessly to uncover the purpose behind the sudden retreat. He and his team had been analyzing the data and trying to piece together any clues that might explain the strange decision. Days had passed, and the tension among the human defenders was mounting. They needed answers and a plan to counter whatever the aliens might be preparing. One morning, Stone received an unexpected report. A high-ranking officer from the Human Intelligence Division had made a breakthrough. The officer, Colonel Amy Clark, called Stone into her office to discuss her findings. General, we found something that might explain the retreat, Clark said, her voice urgent. She showed Stone a series of decrypted communications between alien scouts. It seems the aliens are puzzled and even a bit nervous. They're reporting back to their fleet about our advanced technology and possible hidden weapons. Stone's eyes widened with realization. So, they think we have something up our sleeves? That's why they haven't attacked. Clark nodded. Exactly. They're investigating because they suspect we have a secret weapon or strategy. Our retreat might have been part of a larger plan to mislead them. The pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place. Stone and Clark discussed the possibility that the retreat was a strategic move designed to create confusion and buy time. The human forces had deliberately withdrawn to give the impression that they were unprepared, all while setting up a hidden counter-strategy. Stone's mind raced with ideas. If they think we're vulnerable, we need to use this to our advantage. Let's prepare for a counteroffensive and make sure the aliens are caught off guard. As the alien fleet continued its investigation, Zorak was growing increasingly wary. The scouts had reported that the human bases were still fully functional, but there were no signs of immediate danger. Zorak began to suspect that the humans were hiding something crucial. "We need to be cautious," Zorak said to his advisors. "The humans might be using this time to set up a trap or deploy a hidden weapon. We cannot afford to let our guard down." The alien commander decided to deploy more reconnaissance ships to further explore the abandoned bases. These ships were equipped with enhanced sensors and scanning equipment to detect any hidden threats. Zorak hoped that this increased scrutiny would reveal the true nature of the human strategy. On Earth, Stone and Clark oversaw the preparations for the counteroffensive. They worked closely with their teams to set up defensive positions and ready their forces for a potential surprise attack. The goal was to exploit the confusion and uncertainty among the aliens and launch a decisive strike. Stone addressed his troops, trying to lift their spirits and build confidence. "We've got one chance to turn the tide. The aliens think we're beaten, but we're not. We've got a plan, and we're going to use it. Stay sharp and be ready for anything." The human forces were energized by Stone's words and quickly got into position. The retreat had given them a valuable opportunity to regroup and prepare. The hidden strategy, which had initially seemed like a gamble, was now ready to be put into action. As the alien reconnaissance ships continued their search, they detected unusual energy signatures coming from some of the abandoned bases. The readings were inconsistent with the normal equipment left behind. Zorak's suspicions grew stronger. "The humans are hiding something," Zorak said. "We need to investigate these energy signatures immediately." The stage was set for the next phase of the conflict. Both sides were preparing for the inevitable clash, each trying to outmaneuver the other. The alien fleet remained in orbit, its commanders anxiously awaiting the next move, while General Stone and his team prepared for a decisive counteroffensive. The hidden human strategy was about to be revealed, and the outcome of the conflict hinged on how well the humans could exploit the aliens' uncertainty. The battle for Earth was far from over, and the stakes were higher than ever. The tension in Earth's command center was palpable. General Marcus Stone and his team had spent days preparing for a counteroffensive, and the time had finally come. The hidden strategy was in place, and the moment of truth was approaching. The alien fleet hovered above Earth, their ships massive and intimidating. They had become increasingly curious and cautious as they continued to detect strange energy readings from the abandoned human bases. Commander Zorak was determined to uncover what the humans were hiding. "Prepare for a full-scale scan of the energy signatures," Zorak ordered. "We need to find out what they're up to." The alien reconnaissance ships, equipped with advanced scanning technology, moved closer to the energy sources. Zorak watched intently as the data streamed in. To his surprise, the readings indicated that the energy was being redirected and amplified in a way that suggested a large-scale operation. Back on Earth, General Stone and his team were in high spirits. The strategic retreat had created the perfect opportunity for their counterattack. The human forces had regrouped, and the element of surprise was on their side. "Everything is ready," Stone said to his officers. "We've set up our defenses and prepared our countermeasures. Now we just need to wait for the right moment." As night fell, the atmosphere grew tense. The alien fleet continued its investigation, unaware of the trap being set. The human forces had positioned their most advanced technology and hidden weapons in key locations, ready to strike when the time was right. Suddenly, an alert rang through the command center. The energy readings from the alien scanners had shifted, indicating a significant increase in power. Stone's team quickly realized that the aliens were closing in on their hidden assets. "It's time," Stone said, his voice steady. "Deploy the counteroffensive forces." The human forces sprang into action. Hidden launchers activated, and advanced weaponry emerged from concealed positions. The once abandoned bases came alive with activity as human soldiers prepared for battle. The alien fleet, still focused on their scans, was taken completely by surprise when the counterattack began. The hidden weapons fired powerful energy blasts, catching the alien ships off guard. The once dominant fleet now found itself under heavy assault. Commander Zorak's ship shook as the blasts hit. The once calm bridge erupted into chaos. "What's happening?" Zorak demanded. "Deploy shields and countermeasures!" The alien ship struggled to respond to the sudden attack. The human forces, well prepared and determined, took advantage of the surprise to deal significant damage. The battle was fierce, and the aliens quickly realized that they were facing a well-coordinated and unexpected counteroffensive. General Stone's strategy worked, one of the human officers said, watching the alien ships falter on the monitors. They're caught off guard and struggling to adapt. The intensity of the battle increased as the human forces pressed their advantage. The alien fleet, previously confident and prepared for a straightforward conflict, now faced a challenging and unpredictable fight. The unexpected counterattack was turning the tide in favor of the humans. Zorak, realizing that the situation was deteriorating rapidly, ordered a tactical retreat. "We need to regroup and reassess," he commanded. "Fall back to a safer position and prepare for a counterattack." The alien ships withdrew from the immediate area, their movements swift and coordinated. They retreated to a more distant orbit where they could regroup and plan their next move. The unexpected strength of the human counterattack had caught them off balance, and they needed time to recover. On Earth, General Stone and his team watched as the alien fleet retreated. The battle was not yet over, but the successful counterattack had provided a significant victory. The humans had demonstrated their resilience and strategic prowess, proving that they were far from defeated. "We've made a strong statement," Stone said, a determined look on his face. "But we need to stay vigilant. The aliens will regroup and come back. We have to be ready for whatever comes next." The counterattack had shown the alien invaders that Earth's defenders were not to be underestimated. The unexpected strength and strategy had shifted the momentum in the humans' favor, at least for now. The battle for Earth was far from over, and both sides knew that the next encounter would be even more intense. As the alien fleet regrouped and the human forces prepared for the ongoing conflict, the stage was set for the next chapter in the epic struggle. The fight for Earth had reached a turning point, and the future remained uncertain as both sides braced for the challenges ahead.